It's Monday, March 14th, 2016. This is PSN News. Tonight we'll have the latest on the race for the next UP-UA president.
We'll also take a look at Penn State students rallying for Donald Trump. Stay tuned.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Michelle Backus.
And I'm Cherish Fong.
This morning, the race for the University Park Undergraduate Association's 11th Assembly officially began. Campaigning officially began at 6 a.m. for the March 13th election. Two Penn State students are vying for the presidential ticket. Current UPA-UA Vice President Terry Ford and current at-large Representative Divvy Ancordy. Ford is running with current at-large Representative Katie Jordan, and Ancordy is running with former Onward State Managing Editor Megan Fleming. A meet as the candidates session is scheduled for tomorrow from 7 to 9 p.m. in the Hub.
Though 3 weeks have passed since Thon Weekend, fundraising and raising awareness for pediatric cancer have not stopped. According to the Daily Collegian, just this past weekend, the New York and Northern New Jersey chapters of the Penn State Alumni Association hosted a Hope Gala in New York City. The event raised $1,017 for the Four Diamonds. Around 475 people were in attendance, including former Penn State and NFL player Devin Still and his daughter Leah. This was the 8th annual Hope Gala.
As presidential election campaigns are in full swing, students at Penn State are showing their support for candidates. According to the Daily Collegian, a new Students for Trump chapter has launched at University Park. The chapter is official and is recognized by Trump's campaign, though it is not yet an official student organization on campus. Director Ryan Bell said active recruiting will be starting this week, and he expects between 20 and 40 starting members. Students for Sanders and Students for Hillary.
The battle between the NCAA and the Paterno estate has not come to an end just yet. According to the Daily Collegian, the NCAA has demanded access to the documents that the Paterno estate incorporated in their critique of the Free Report. This report was released back in 2012 and pertains to the university allegedly participating to cover up the sexual abuse scandal in the case of Jerry Sandusky. The NCAA is demanding the Paterno family release more information explaining their critique. According to the Daily Collegian, the Paterno family is suing the NCAA for intentional defamation and commercial disparagement. However, no final verdict has yet been reached.
For a second year in a row, the Penn State Alumni Council election is facing controversy. Onward State reports at least 2 alumni who had been vying for a spot on the council are complaining that they were wrongfully rejected from the ballot, which was announced last week. Starting the election, a nomination council must approve each candidate before they are placed on the ballot. In the last few years, alumni have complained they were excluded for being critical of the Board of Trustees. This year, those who have been complained for being excluded include Ryan Bagwell, who sued for documents related to the university's handling of the Jerry Sandusky child sex case, and Linda Birkeland, who is an active member of the group PS4RS, which often criticizes the board.
Penn Staters are also getting their presidential ballots ready because Election Day is right around the corner. To honor that, the University Park Undergraduate Association will be hosting PSU Votes Week from March 14th to March 18th. This week will consist of a series of events such as debates, a meet with the candidate session for the UP-UA student government, and even a student town hall meeting with Penn State President Eric Barron. During the week, UP-UA will be promoting voter registration through an online program called Turbo Vote, and they will also have voter registration tables located in the hub.
Well, coming next, we'll fill you in on how some Penn State students decide to spend their spring break. Keep watching.
Penn State is the home for many outstanding students, not to mention alumni. The Penn State Alumni Association has recently honored 13 exceptional Penn Staters with the Alumni Achievement Award. The recipients are nominated and then invited back to the campus to share their experiences that led them to success. The Alumni Association has been awarded the Penn State alumni since 2005, and it's considered a prestigious honor that only 129 alumni have since received. This year's recipients will be holding guest lectures here at University Park beginning next month, as well as a ceremony on April 8th. Dozens of current Penn Staters also have something to be excited about. Alyssa Gregory is here to talk to us about the unique ways many students spent their spring break.
Now, as many of you know, Penn Staters just finished up their spring break and are back to their regular academic routines. So for many students, that means bye-bye to the beautiful Florida beaches, Cancun shenanigans, and unforgettable memories with close friends. But for 60 Penn Staters in the College of Communications, their spring break was spent studying abroad in 4 different countries. Students had the opportunity to travel to the Czech Republic, Greece, Cuba, and even Iceland, all under the embedded courses provided here at Penn State. Professor Tony Barberi was accompanied by 3 faculty members and 18 journalism students as they covered stories in Athens and Lesbos, Greece, about the current refugee crisis as well as the economic crisis. The hands-on experience did not stop there for Penn State students. Over in Cuba, Associate Professor Matt Jackson facilitated 13 undergraduates as they learned more about Cuban media and telecommunications. An advanced documentary class of 12 had the opportunity to produce a short documentary film in Iceland. And last but certainly not least, Associate Professor Michael Ilavsky took a group of 15 to the Czech Republic to learn more about media systems. Outside of the College of Communications, some Penn State students decided to help out their community, thanks to the Penn State's alternative break. According to the Daily Collegian, the alternative break allows students to volunteer in a number of different programs, from states such as Ohio all the way to Virginia. Students participate in organizing nonprofits in different cities that focus on aspects such as hunger, homelessness, mental health, and many more. Each program has a very specific focus and aims to help others who are battling these issues. This alternative break provides a chance for Penn State students to grow and develop while still serving their community. Cherish, I have to tell you, it's nice to see Penn State students, our fellow peers, doing something productive for their spring break. They make me want to step up my game.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing that they're using this time to gain experience throughout the world. Like, that's just amazing.
I totally agree with you. Now, we're going to give you guys a closer look because up next, I'll be sitting down with another Penn State student who took it upon himself to travel all the way to Haiti to volunteer. Welcome back. Now, College of Comm students weren't the only ones who were productive during their spring break. I'm here with sophomore Brian Davis. Brian, thank you so much for sitting down with us. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Of course, thank you for having me.
Now, one thing we have to talk about your trip is that it wasn't with Penn State. It was something that you took upon yourself to go out and do. Can you tell me a little bit about your trip in detail?
Yeah, I think like in order to change the world, we have to understand the world. So I think that traveling to different countries and cities, I'm gaining a perspective that I need to understand everybody's like upbringing and where they come from. And that would really develop, you know, me as an individual to change the world in the ways I want to change it. So
it definitely sounds like an eye-opening experience. Now, earlier we were talking, you said you made a lot of connections on this trip. So, you know, you didn't just go there, you didn't just go to the beach. Now, you said somebody did a documentary on you. You might even be building a school in Africa after this trip.
Yeah, so this guy I met there, it was about an 18-minute documentary, and he just asked me about, you know, my experience here, because this was the first time I left the country, as well as what do I do at Penn State, and that led me here. And once I told him that, he told me that he wanted to know if I was willing to buy some land with him in Africa to build a school, and we would really physically build it, so not just hiring people to do it, but we would be out there laying down the bricks and everything. Yeah, so it was definitely a great experience and very eye-opening. Like, I learned so much and I found love there, you know.
Now, you said you learned a lot, and there's a lot of nice pictures behind us as you're talking. Can you tell me, you know, what was the highlight of your trip? What, you know, really opened your eyes for your stay out there?
I think what the highlight of my trip was when I was on top of the guest house, and I just took a view of like the community, and what I saw there, I started to break down and cry. I saw love there, you know, regardless of like such a dilapidated community, such like people so much subjected to so much destitution and inability to have so much social and economic mobility. They respected each other so much and they loved each other. And once I saw that, like, I kind of broke down and cried, because we don't have that here. You know, what does it have to take for us to get this? We don't have to go through some type of traumatic experience to show love to one another. So that was the biggest highlight, and really appreciating, what I have, because I had to take cold showers, and at first I didn't want to take it, but that really taught me to appreciate what I have. And the shower, it didn't even seem cold after I told myself that, so it was kind of mental to me. So
now, you're a veteran of PSN News. You were here because you donated to Flint, Michigan. You guys donated water. You were very active in the Black Lives Matter movement, and then you went all the way out to Haiti. So I'm wondering, it sounds like you're on a mission. Are you on a mission, and what is it?
Yes, the mission is really to understand who I am as an individual and really be the change that I want to see. I don't just want to change people who I can, really relate to, because that's great, but I need to change, people who are homeless, people who don't have the education tools that they need, because it's kind of like intersectionality. So we can't change one thing without changing every other factor. But I think that I just want to change the world. So, and I'm open to working with anybody else that's willing to help, because this world can be a better place. We have to see that, in order to create it. So.
Well, thank you so much for sitting down and talking to us. I wish you the best of luck in all your future endeavors.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Now keep watching, because up next we'll have a very special sports update with Mike Gilbert.
I'm Mike Gilbert with your PSN News Sports Update. Starting out with some gymnastics. After finishing in second place at last week's Big 5 qualifier, 3 Nittany Lions received all Big 10 honors, including Kira Brown, Brianna Sang, and Nicole Medvitz. Medvitz dominates the balance beam. Here she is at the qualifier. Here she is with the gainer full off the beam, sticks the landing. That's just something I have no hope of ever doing. The next event for the Lions will be March 19th in the Big 10 Women's Gymnastics Championships. Other Penn State athletes getting some hardware over the weekend. Goalie Eamon McAdam and defenseman Vince Pedri both receiving all Big 10 second team honors for the men's hockey club. Next stop, Big 10 tournament versus Wisconsin Thursday. Puck drops at 5. And according to men's basketball play-by-play man Steve Jones, the Nittany Lions did not fill out paperwork to try and receive a bid from the College Basketball Invitational. This was later confirmed by head coach Pat Chambers, who said the team will, quote, not pursue opportunities for postseason play this season. There was some talk of playing in the inaugural Vegas 16 postseason tournament, but the Nittany Lions season now over. James Franklin gave a press conference last week about the state of the team headed into spring practice. The spring game is set to be played on April 16th, but Franklin talked extensively about new offensive coordinator Joe Moorhead's plan to install a new offense. Franklin assured much of Moorhead's game plan has been practiced in some form during practices last season, so the sense of familiarity could help the Lions with the transition. Now, it's my job to report the news first, leave my opinions out of it, but I feel it's my responsibility, no, my duty, to ask the question of how could Tulsa make the NCAA tournament? Selection Sunday was yesterday. Quite a few surprises, including the selection of the Golden Hurricane as part of the 68-team field. Out of 59 expert bracketologists, 0 had Tulsa in the tournament. In addition, Virginia and Oregon leapfrog Michigan State for the #1 seed. Either way, the brackets are set. For all of you trying to get an edge while penciling in your brackets, my father, Stony Brook class president in 1972, said the Seawolves are primed for a deep run in March. That's Long Island strong. The Cal Golden Bears are in as a 4 seed in the South region, but all is not well at Berkeley. The Bears fired assistant coach Jan Hufnagel as an investigation has opened into sexual harassment allegations made by a female reporter. Cal plays Hawaii, the 12 seed, on Friday. NFL news: Steelers wide receiver Martavis Bryant suspended for at least 1 season for violating the substance abuse policy. Bryant also will be checking into rehab. Bryant will not appeal the suspension, will not receive pay for 2016. He did reel in 6 touchdowns, responsible for 765 yards through the air last season. He will be missed on that Pittsburgh offense. Meanwhile, former Super Bowl champion defensive lineman B.J. Raji will sit out for 2016 after saying he's not fully committed to playing this season. All signs point to Raji returning somewhere to play football in 2017. He has not retired from football. Go and start filling out those brackets. Class will be optional for many Penn State students over the next few weeks. Just try and get that homework in with the games in the background. That's it for your PSN News Sports Update. I'm Mike Gilbert. Back to the news desk right after this.
A new preliminary hearing for a Penn State student charged with felony ethnic intimidation has been ordered. In December, Nicholas Tavella was charged with ethnic intimidation as well as other misdemeanor accounts. According to an affidavit, Tavella followed another student home based on his skin color and eventually grabbed him by his throat. Tavella admitted to racially profiling the student. At a hearing in December, the felony charges were dismissed. The charges were later refiled by Penn State police, and the new hearing is set for March 23rd.
A GoFundMe page is garnering support today for two former Penn State soccer stars who survived a house fire. The money raised will help Penn Staters Tiffany Weimer and Britt Eckerstrom and the rest of the victims replace their belongings. At Penn State, Weimer played forward from 2002 to 2005 at Penn State and was named a semifinalist for the Herman Trophy. Eckerstrom was the goalie this past fall season and led the team to its first ever national championship. The GoFundMe account has already raised nearly $20,000.
Spring break may be over, but the 55 Days of Cafe has just begun for Penn Staters who are 21 and over. Cafe 210 West hosts the event annually and offers fame and glory to anyone who can buy at least one menu item every day from now until the Monday after graduation. All 55 Days of Cafe participants are allowed the Easter holiday off. Winners will get their names engraved on a plaque. And that does it for us here at PSN News tonight for March 14th, 2016. Thanks for joining us, and make sure to check out us on Twitter at PSN News.
And make sure to watch us every Monday night live at 7 p.m. Have a good night and thanks for watching.